the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who can have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style's too late for an apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of blame, by God it's overdue and your time is in the end. Locked down silent without sin, he put me on the planet for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down, with suppressors attached in a war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Farrakhan, backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle, who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful sinful. My thinking is critical, I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Or kneels too late when the caps get peeled. Don't believe a TC type, going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the song. All red in my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight. From above I'll be given the right, so you better be ready to ride tonight, all the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' hit them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, if you taught that from school, everywhere, big business, you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, 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 push, 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 step, 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 crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is, and it's like, nobody ever stopped.
The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, ways the heart as I sun ray my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, ways the heart as I sun ray my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge born is when the run and bass rock. I rose up, took a shower, purify my auric field, took copper for a walk to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, I've more to build. Solid foundation, my crown chakra core and hill. Pound the pavement, sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman and child. Rid the land of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. Is the peace left or war cry, whatever the relevant name of each path, simple, highest form, spirituality's how you teach math. A humble beast is still a beast. Now feel the beast wrath, rain fire on them, and the internet forms, sigils, emojis, and the avatars that wore them. Destroy this de facto government and its quarrels. Establish Big Ma house so she may restore him. A great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when rhyme and bass drop. The next host, note to self, quit playing, hit the gas. This shaft is called my turn, take the risk and smash. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grist of their cash. Sad can't watch videos without the subliminals. Predictive programming weirdos from menstrual shows. The land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, black minerals, the water and skies are fried. Liquid chemicals, technology got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beasts and whatnot for my best option, contemplating which bar will next pop to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox. Off the chart, I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front line, X marks the spot. I shine because of her, for she's the best part. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when the run and bass drops. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the great matriarch. Honor and respect to our ancestors. Jah, you've always had a father, the author of your flow. With your fire starter, the cause of your glow. But the trail I've blazed, I pray you turn from it. The hell I've raised, I pray you don't burn from it. The work I put in, I pray that you earn from it. The mistakes I've made, I pray that you learn from it. You my splitting image, little darker, little taller. I'm a shot caller, though you just a little baller. Latif, I'm still teaching you like he got yang. My healing reaching you despite me locked and chained. Black, you speaking true, you ignite lots of pain. I feel the releasing of lightning and drops of rain from the sound cloud. You sound like me, the crown's proud. But unlike me, son, you haven't turned down loud. A smoke screen which surrounds you, shrouds your sound. My shout allow your genius to astound the crowd. You my beloved, you scintillate profusely. You my beloved, you resent fate foolishly. You my beloved, do ventilate truthfully. You my beloved son, and who I'm well pleased. Okay, shall we? Your vision is resplendent, my descendant when filming your intuition extends. The lenses felt when your cinematographic flashes of your scripted class get your inner magic. Dramatic action mixed with vivid aspects, mastered surpasses the average glass, stretches the facet through the scope of life's Kodak. You see classic. The question you have is mathematics. Please ask it. Son, Earth's a classroom, so put your hand up. And last, boom, you already knew the answer. I pray to God to give me another chance for the love of my life, my wife, just a romancer. In the misconception, no time for second guessing. It's destined. You knew who was who through a reflection that she showed you of me many years ago. Special features presentation appears to show you my beloved. You scintillate profusely. You my beloved. You resent fate foolishly. You my beloved. Do ventilate truthfully. You my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. Now Samuel, I am here. Found for sure that the signal is a scramble or deprogrammable. From a little cub to a lion, not of my bloodline. Don't give a damn, don't love you as if you was mine. I'll be the first. Forgive me for my absence. The Most High sat me down to learn patience through abstinence. Amongst other lessons, perfect my craft and talents. Balance of our legacy in the Black Hawk's talents. Face adversity, overcome all challenges. Generational wealth for the next generation to us. Can't make the same mistakes of past since instead. Let's create an after we've cried, relapses type of atmosphere. Redirected fire, recalibrate the energy to propel us higher. As sovereign, opulent, autocratus, Nijis. I look at all three of my sons. On God, I see you, my beloved. You scintillate profusely, you my beloved. You resent fate foolishly, you my beloved. Do ventilate truthfully, you my beloved. Sons in whom I'm well pleased.
Gotta get some lines made, though. Hell yeah.
No try or plan, not even a caress, nor time for regret, man. I am the day and the night. I am the shadow and the light. Ultimate liberation is my purpose and my birthright. My thunder and lightning sets everything right. Behind the new forest growth and futures alight. In the shadows of daylight where the souls sojourn at midnight.
I can't ignore it from these bastards.
To all the true victims of bigotry. My ancestry is far too great for you to ever degrade me. Sunsets, sunrises,
thank you, baby.
truth and fun.
They ain't have no lines, man, huh? Sons of bastards.
Excellence, wisdom, grace, and a man run. To the realm of Shibova where the ancestors reside, and the sun never stops shining.
This is where they do the shrooms, the mushrooms at for about almost 100 years, I think. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Let me see something right quick. I want to make sure. Yeah, because I got them saved, actually. I want to read something to you guys. Yeah, I'm on here, so it's still on. Yeah. Okay. Kenyatta Farms. I don't know why they have a hard time selling me some shit. Because Let me see. Let me see if it's in here. Because they got some weird, you know how pale skins is. Oh, it's all slow and animated and everything. Oh, look at this. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that there. Ooh. Okay. Alrighty then. Ooh. I'm saying how it's all organic, sliding and rolling by, like you one of them Japanese, you just pick it up as it swings by. They just cooking this. You just grab what you want to eat, and I like a mushroom like that. Ooh, child. I don't think they have. I don't think they have it. I actually have it on my phone, so that's why I'm just looking here at it. I went to the organics. Let me. Oh, okay. Ooh, that one's hey, that one's slipping through too. Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, all right. It's just sliding on through. This is another one. Anyway, well, that's nice to know. So I wanted to read something to you guys. All right. I'm making my tea and making me some pasta. This tea is to curb the sugar of the pasta. Even though it's very low, my body reacts violently to sugar. I don't know if it's from the poisoning, or frequencies, or something's changing in me. I'm a person that used to enjoy donuts and all that. I can't even do the organic non-flour ones. Yeah, I'm not allergic to sugar. I went and had it was tested. And of course, they're going to say they don't know. Bad on their part. If you get what I'm coming, you get where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? That's so crooked. So, but yeah. So I still enjoy honey. Manuka. The one that I had bought, they actually took it out. It was a recall. So I only ate like a quarter of it, but I didn't have no issues. And I told them, that was done intentionally. They probably put that vax and everything. The CDC just says something. Let me share that. Because remember, everything was being censored and people got quiet because they're worried about content and platforms. Man, I ain't give a damn. Those who know me know I didn't care. CDC just put out this. So we said we said what we had to say anyway. You know what I mean? They don't rile us like anybody else. Don't jump up there, please. Yeah, right here. Okay. The CDC is no longer advising people to routinely stay away from others for 5 days after they catch COVID-19, dropping a guideline from earlier in the pandemic. So, Americans who test positive for the coronavirus no longer need to routinely stay away from work and school for 5 days under new guidelines. Treat it like the normal flu. Because it is not anything worse. But everything that they did, and that goddamn, I was looking at the UK, Switzerland, surprisingly Sweden, and so I think they had to get into it. But the Caribbean, Africa, to certain small places, not everywhere. You'd be surprised at all the places that didn't get the schooly rule, but the majority did. And everybody's dying. Heart attacks out the yam. And we don't even want to talk about the seniors who have passed away. The number, you could Google yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm not saying medical information or a fact. I am saying you look it up. It's all there. CDC, right there. So it's definitely not medical misinformation. What I want to do is, if you don't mind, I'm going to read down to 18. And this is John F. Kennedy's address to the nation, to the republic, the constitutional republic, even though he was a big ass Democrat, and he was an Irish Jew, though he was a practicing Catholic. As you certainly read about a number of them all come over here, they claim Christianity and Catholic, yet secretly they practice Talmudic. I have the Talmud on the way. The other one I have is in the shed, and I was looking for it, and there's about 12 deep, and I was not digging all that out, and I was like, I just order another Talmud. attempted to get the older one. Anyway, let's go ahead and hey, what's up, Alicia and Cooper? Snoo, Ocelot, what's going on, beloveds? What's happening? Anyway, let's go ahead and let me go ahead and just read this. Only to 18. It's not going to take long. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I used to actually do his voice. I can't do it now. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate very much your generous invitation to be here tonight. You bear heavy responsibilities these days, and an article I read some time ago reminded me of how particularly heavily the burdens of present-day events bear upon your profession. You may remember that in 1851, New York Herald Tribune, under the sponsorship and publishing of Horace Greeley, employed as its London correspondent an obscure journalist by the name of Karl Marx. But y'all didn't know that. I told you, though he wrote it up, he didn't push it. His cousin did. Because of Karl Marx's wife. Karl Marx didn't believe in Marxism. We are told that foreign correspondent Marx, stone-broke, and with a family ill and undernourished, constantly appealed to Greeley and managing editor Charles Dana for an increase in his munificent salary of $5 per installment, a salary which he and Ingalls ungratefully labeled as the lousiest petty bourgeois cheating. But when all his financial appeals were refused, Marx looked around for other means of livelihood and fame, eventually terminating his relationship with the Tribune and devoting his talents full-time to the cause that would bequeath to the world the seeds of Leninism, Stalinism, revolution, and the Cold War. Stalin was a sociopath. Y'all know that, right? A documented sociopath. And the Cold War was summed up by this fake government. If only this capitalistic New York newspaper had treated him more kindly, if only Marx had remained a foreign correspondent, history might have been different, and I hope all publishers will bear this lesson in mind the next time they receive a poverty-stricken appeal from a small increase in the expense account from an obscure newspaper man. I have selected as the title of my remarks tonight, The President and the Press. Some may suggest that this would be more naturally worded and the President versus the Press, as the President versus the Press. But those are not my sentiments tonight. It is true, however, that when a well-known diplomat from another country demanded recently that our State Department repudiate certain newspaper attacks on his colleague, it was unnecessary for us to reply that this administration was not responsible for the press. For the press had already made it clear that it was not responsible for this administration. Pay attention. And nevertheless, my purpose here tonight is not to deliver the usual assault on the so-called one-party press. On the contrary, in recent months, I have rarely heard any complaints about political bias in the press, except from a few Republicans. Nor is it my purpose tonight to discuss or defend the televising of presidential press conferences. I think it is highly beneficial to have some 20 million Americans regularly sitting in on these conferences to observe, if I may say so, the incisive, the intelligent, and the courteous qualities displayed by our Washington correspondents, mind you. Nor, finally, are these remarks intended to examine the proper degree of privacy which the press should allow to any president and his family. If in the last few months your White House reporters and photographers have been attending church services with regularity, that has surely done them no harm. On the other hand, I realize that your staff and wire service photographers may be complaining that they do not enjoy the same green privileges at the local golf courses which they once did. It is true that my predecessor did not object as I do to pictures of one's golfing skill in action, but neither, on the other hand, did he ever being a Secret Service man. My topic tonight is a more sober one of concern to publishers as well as editors. I want to talk about our common responsibilities in the face of common danger. The events of recent weeks may have helped to illuminate that challenge for some, but the dimensions of its threat, have loomed large on the horizons for many years. The dimensions of its threat have loomed large on the horizon for many years. Whatever our hopes may be for the future, for reducing this threat or living with it, there is no escaping either the gravity or the totality of its challenge to our survival and to our security. A challenge that confronts us in unaccustomed ways in every sphere of human activity. This deadly challenge imposes upon our society two requirements of direct concern, but to the press and to the president, two requirements that may seem almost contradictory in tone, but which must be reconciled and fulfilled if we are to meet this national peril. I refer first to the need for far greater public information, and second, to the need for far greater official secrecy. The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are as a people inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high nor low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. But I do ask every publisher, every editor, and every newsman in the nation to re-examine his own standards and to recognize the nature of our country's peril. In time of war, the government and the press have customarily joined in an effort based largely on self-discipline to prevent unauthorized disclosures to the enemy. In times of clear and present danger, ergo today, the courts have held that even the privileged rights of the First Amendment must yield to the public's need for national security. YouTube, Insta Boogie, Fake Book, a deep covert, secret society of government agencies, monitoring, oblivious to the truth. That's what they attempted to do with my page in a false procurement of something I don't recall. And many others, COVID, and not to speak on it, to actually have forums to ask questions that you must abide by. I make no contract that I solidify and hold myself accountable to, other than if it was with blood or with handshake and signature. But to read something and to press a check mark means nothing, as their forefathers lie about who we are on our land. The dispose of that can eloquently be stated by their actions to show that is factual. No, let me go to my notes. This is by Dr. Martin Luther King. Not too long after he says he spoke to a few individuals and said he believes he had led us into a burning home, our house. I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as I can do his voice and I'm not going to, the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 50 years ago, a great American whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree actually meant to make sure that our POWs were handled and taken care of with civility, just to let you know that. You know, the fake Gujars changed it. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the change of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity, to which we taught him. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society. In the corners of American society, and finds himself an exile, an exile in his own land. And so we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. I would like somebody to come here and challenge me on the corners of why is civil rights working for everybody else, yet not us. Which is actually the Indian Civil Rights Act. Not some Mongol or Pels, I'm not denoting, but never signed for them or by them. The letter that LBJ signed for those actors who were the children of the parents who were pretty much booty bumping little boys, and Wild Bill, Wild Bill, whatever his name was in his show. Oh yeah, them Arabs, go and read about it. Them Arabs and Mongols who played the Indians. They were molesting all the little boys. Sound familiar to the Talmud? I'm getting the original one, the one that still has that. It was hard to find, and it cost me a pretty penny. I'm waiting on it. I mean, if y'all willing to kick up $1,200, come on. But I went ahead and paid $1,200 for it. Because I'm tired of this obscurity, this lie, this stinking, sick resolution of nonsense that doesn't apply to us, because the Negro and the African are two totally distinct individuals, totally different from one another. Bottom line. I've had enough of you Negroes in America who want to argue and you can't handle your liquor and your weed and you want to act the fool as if you know one another when you don't even know yourself. How can we come together and be a great nation when everything they did, you subjugate yourself to and you frolic in? Like ring around the rosy. I want to keep it simple. They say great minds think alike. Iron sharpens iron. No, I use a titanium file to sharpen my iron and my steel. So I don't know what y'all, and ceramic. I don't know what y'all talking about. Iron sharpening iron. I take a stick, 8/16, and I weld them two together. I don't know what y'all talking about. Iron sharpening iron. Nah. Well, iron actually uses my MIG. My TIG weld, excuse me. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a clue because I don't see it. I see the same distinct ignoramuses. And when they came to find out that they were indigenous, if they really did find out, are still holding on to a very discouraging, unloving, infection of perversion and stink subjugation of toiletry. And the youth, you need to learn to shut up, sit down, and listen to the few of us that still stand, to shut your little chemically lobotomized mouths up. Because only in the house of one of their fictional gods Do they allow the children to run rampant because they sound cute and sweet when that has nothing to do with the ethics and the values of morals and responsibility and the dogma of reality and truth, should that ever happen? I used to sit around in all these little Spanish and all these melanated people's houses and listen to these children, and they go, oh, Eduardo. Mikey, come here, boy. Johnson, talk that talk. What did Moses say? And I sit here saying to myself, well, if that is not deliberate and debilitating. It doesn't matter what betrayal was afoot. There were those who risked their lives at the end to inform you. They had the courage, and y'all spit in their faces. Well, y'all don't get to meet the other things out there. You don't get the fear, and you don't get a false blessing and a statement. You get exactly what they give you, because you refuse to come together. And I'm nobody's savior. I seek balance. I told you that. I wanted to make a few super babies. Ignorant ass women don't believe it because they don't know. So I'd rather you not believe it. Dumb Negroes have an ego trip when they really think. When I said I study small and bone breaking, I'm not playing. I'm very proficient in it. So it's not about ego or fighting. What do y'all have to offer? Brothers and sisters, what can you give to change the plight of many? I have people right now who always holler at me. Yo, Pauline on the knuckles, you put it. Yeah. I know it, and some others know it. We're gonna go. No, you ain't gonna do nothing. She probably comes over here and watches my videos. She made an early mistake. It's up to her to correct that fallacy. Because the curse I level over her will exist beyond the scope of her existence. And her mentality, derived from her father and the lies of her great-grandparents, will befell all of them. There's nothing I can do. She was warned and she ignored it. It's not a game. Y'all have the biggest opportunity in time. And the reason why they're doing this is because they know that they've already put things where they want to put it to make sure they have effect based upon the cause. So therefore it will be cause and then the outcome of the effect. People to pick up your resting, slumbering bodies and put them in places or utilize them for whatever possibly. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm saying the picture's already been painted. Most of y'all just don't want to follow my numbers and paint it in. You dig? Anywho, I guess the idiots still want to marginalize the videos. Somebody expressed that I should take every other day and it would increase the numbers. I don't care about that. I have Super Chat. I have a Cashapp. So I'm not here to get rich. I could just strictly do videos about guns all day and get paid that way. I'd probably get paid faster and forego my 3,500 numbers, which they continue to lie with their racist dichotomy and everything else, and not tell a story. Matters to me not. They fear that story. They don't know it, but in their ignorance. And none of you know it. Anyway, this new baby, thank you. They didn't have lion's mane. Oh, I'm going to find lion's mane and get the bulbs and get them, germinate them and get them growing myself, I guess. But if I was on the East Coast, I know exactly where to go. Where I lived at, Lions Man was everywhere. So, you know, but yeah, I just wanted to share that, guys. I said I was going to read a little bit of the Negro Project and all that. We'll do that tomorrow. And Will Cooper, it's important to know the Constitution. Y'all really should be studying it. Though this system doesn't care about it. You know, they actually have a separate military, a separate government, a separate president on this land. Underneath it, whatever you want to think, I don't care. And they don't recognize this Constitution. And you have people who put on a costume and they believe, they have a secret organizations that believe by harming you, even taking your lives, or are there others, gets them in. So you're at war. But you're not united. Still holding on to that little fictional world you have. Let's see how long that lasts. Shout y'all out. Let me get the hell off of here. Got your host a lot. Alicia Cooper, got you, beloved. Snoo, I got you, baby girl. Hi, my love. Jamil Shamshi, what's going on, beloved? Yo. What's up, 7 grams? What's happening, beloved? P. Daddy, what's going on, beloved? I ain't calling you P. Daddy because, you know, he's about to go, they're about to ham him up. My fault. All right, I covered this in the newest book. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what's, yeah, I haven't read it yet. I'm going to read it. It's sitting there waiting on me to get knee deep in it, but I'm attempting to get all these other crap done. Because when I open that up, because it's shorter, I'll read that in 2 nights. I like that. I'm just saying me, you know, that's me reading. No, I can't say for anybody else. But you know me, I read 7 books a week. Now it's going to get read. That's one of the ones, you know, I wish I could just boil some crabs and lox. I don't eat that stuff no more. And some gator tail fried up and sit down with some radish sauce, hot, you know, that horseradish sauce, and just read with a bib and crack and read. Man, that'd be fire. And sip a glass of wine. No, I'm just gonna sit up on the edge of the bed and I'm gonna rip through that thing in a night, or maybe 2 nights. I know I'm gonna read it twice before I even put it down. You better believe that. Locked in. All right. I try my best. Hey, I try my best to find lions, man. Lots of turkey tail, lots of wood ears. Never found the lions, man. You know, turkey tail, I haven't had that in a long time. I'm gonna have to look into getting some of that too. Lions, man, is out there. Everybody's attempting to make some kind of extract. Some of those tinctures are no good. Some of those extracts they're making, they're putting stuff with it. It's raw. Lion's mane has to be raw. For the phytos, which goes to work, it has to be raw. And if it's just like cabbage, if you take cabbage and you don't boil cabbage, you poach it and you eat it within 5 to 10 minutes in order to get the enzymes that are in cabbage. Just like garlic, you chop garlic, you let garlic sit for 5 to 10 minutes before you consume it, because then you lose all the, what it does is when you cut it, those oils release and they start, it's like energy. You know what I mean? People don't know these things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I need to get me some lion's mane. I sure do. I gotta get some lion's mane. I want to get. There's one place I was going to order it, and California is full of it, because over there is where the Gujarat, they partake in all that good stuff, so they make it very next to impossible. Oh yeah, we deliver it. Can another state order from y'all? We deliver locally. Then what kind of money? Because you know it's very expensive. I'll be glad when everybody leaves and they get all these they're going to lower the prices. You see that housing and everything. That's why these individuals are together buying land. But y'all happy. You got a house paid for, but you're paying taxes, this, that, and the other, because you're attempting to hold on to something or making the worst excuses. Okay. All right. I know my grandmammy, she took my mama, you know, when they moved up north when she was, in her teens. And she met my pappy when she was 17, he was 20. And I came into this goddamn world during the Vietnam. In the midst of it, in the middle of it. Kind of, yeah. 50 to 70 something. Yeah, kind of. And I came right on back in here. went through about 5 to 6 years of trying to get rid of me. I don't think she was putting all the heart into it, but I remember everything. You know what I mean? Dressed up like a little Indian, knocked down stairs on Grove Street. I remember, and big old house. A house where the stairs went up around the side, and you could see all the way up to the top, the balcony. Knocked me down them stairs, all the way down to the bottom. They came down there and took the Indian clothes off and put me in cowboys with my mouth bleeding and my nose bleeding. I remember everything. Not that far from Lackawanna Plaza, when the railroad still went across. The bridge was still up. Yeah. Anyway, let me get off of here. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Boo-Boo. Appreciate it. Woodland Farms. I didn't know they had lion's mane, Boo-Boo. I appreciate it. Anyway, I have a P.O. box in there. I think I do. If y'all ever want to send something, you know, Spotify and SoundCloud. Yeah, you got some music and you don't mind, you ain't want to get copyright strikes, or you want to do some sharing, send it. Right now, I'm enjoying this music. I'm allowing it to, yeah, memorizing some of the words. You know, I write too, so I like it. You know what I mean? Be doing some Thriller Manila type stuff, you know? Get that monkey. Fraser, I told you, friend. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, love and respect. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to go ahead and bow out, get my pasta, and sit down. And then got my, oh, you see here? It's ready too. This is my dandelion root tea. Well, it's dark. I just had to stir it up. Oh, strain this. I'm good to go. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay? Appreciate y'all. Beloved sisters, whenever they come in or come back. Brothers, you already know. New subscribers, appreciate you. Welcome to the tribe. We got a long way to go. Yeah, I'm going to take the welder tomorrow afternoon and over my boys, and we're going to test it. I got me 2 small places still. I'm going to do some beading and see how everything, make sure it's locked in so I don't have to send it back and have them correct everything. This one's supposed to be tested and perfect. And then, you know, I'm going to see y'all before. I'm going to read to you before I go and do that. All right? So again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a grand evening. Thank you.